Hello and welcome to your channel Language of the Universe. Unlocking the Secrets of Trauma on the Path to Healing, Part 2. Disclaimer: the objective of these videos is to spread awareness and help those in need. If you require medical attention and assistance, please visit your GP or family doctor. A fact for you. Did you know that many people struggle with unrecognized trauma? Understanding the science behind trauma can help validate experiences, remove stigma, and highlight the importance of seeking support. Now, what is trauma? We're going to have a quick recap from episode 1. Trauma is not just an event, it's the lasting impact of distressful experiences on the body and mind. It can be caused by abuse, neglect, violence, accidents, chronic stress, or loss. As discussed in the first episode, childhood trauma has the most profound effects as the brain is still developing. Trauma is stored in the nervous system, meaning even years later it can manifest as anxiety, depression, or physical health issue. Have you ever felt an overwhelming reaction to a minor situation? That may not be an overreaction, it may be an old trauma response resurfacing. Types of trauma based on intensity or duration. Acute trauma. This kind of trauma is caused by one sudden shocking event. Examples: accidents, disasters, or sudden loss. Chronic trauma. Chronic trauma can be caused by repeated exposure to harm. Example: verbal abuse, bullying, or neglect. Complex trauma. This kind of trauma results from multiple long-term traumatic events. Often begins in childhood, affects identity, relationships, and trust. Secondary trauma. This kind of trauma happens when caring for people in pain. This kind of trauma is very common for caregivers, therapists, or rescue workers. Types of trauma by nature of event. Physical trauma. Physical trauma is caused by accidents, injuries, or natural disasters. Example: a car crash survivor experiencing flashbacks. That kind of trauma is known as physical trauma. Emotional trauma. Emotional trauma is caused by intense fear, grief, rejection, or humiliation. Example: a child growing up in a home with verbal abuse is most likely to experience emotional trauma during their adulthood. Psychological trauma. Events that shatter one's sense of security and trust. Example: a victim of betrayal or a sudden loss of a loved one. Such incidents cause psychological trauma. Medical trauma. Trauma from severe illnesses or invasive treatments. For instance, childhood hospitalization, traumatic birth experiences. Such instances cause medical trauma. Sexual trauma. Non-consensual sexual experiences or violation can cause sexual trauma. Example: sexual assault, harassment, or exploitation. Financial trauma. This kind of trauma happens when there's severe distress from sudden financial loss or poverty. For instance, someone going through bankruptcy or homelessness or losing a business. Types of trauma by context. Childhood or developmental trauma. This kind of trauma is manifested when there's adverse experiences that disrupt safety and attachment during formative years. For example, when a kid grows up, when there's neglect, parental substance abuse, or when the kids witness domestic violence, they're likely to go through childhood trauma. Relationship or interpersonal trauma. Harm that comes from betrayal or abuse by others we trust. Example: toxic partnerships, betrayal by a close friend, divorce trauma, intimate partner violence. These are known as relationship or interpersonal trauma. Family trauma. Trauma that affects the family unit. Example: sudden parental loss, sibling abuse, intergenerational conflict. Such instances happening can cause the family to go through such trauma known as family trauma. Collective or community trauma. Trauma experienced by groups due to shared events. People have experienced war, genocide, terroristic attacks, and even pandemic losses throughout years. And these lead people to suffer from collective or community trauma. Cultural or historical trauma. The long-term effects of oppression, colonization, or systematic discrimination. For example, indigenous populations' historical trauma, racial discrimination, black slavery, and multiple other instances throughout history. How does trauma manifest? The signs and symptoms that can be experienced, such as headaches, fatigue, sleep problems, or physical signs. The emotional signs can be anxiety, sadness, guilt, or shame. People could also have behavioral symptoms where they experience withdrawal, aggression, or showcase risky behavior. Cognitive signs and symptoms are flashbacks, nightmares, and memory gaps. Remember, trauma often surfaces in subtle ways, long after the event, showing us that healing requires awareness, and the key to healing starts with awareness. The impact of trauma on the individual. Trauma causes a lot of changes in the brain chemistry and stress responses. It also affects self-esteem, trust, and relationships. The effects can also be visible on the society. It impacts workplaces, families, and communities. In addition, it increases healthcare needs and social changes. The good news is that our wounds are often the openings into the best and most beautiful part of us. Trauma responses. People often react to trauma in different ways. The four main responses when people go through trauma are either fight, where the individual tries to showcase anger or aggression, or flight, where the individual tries to escape or avoid the situation, freeze, where the individual feels stuck or numb, and last but not least, the reaction towards trauma is fawn, where the individual tries to please others to stay safe. These were the responses to trauma, but what about healing? The good news is that there are steps to healing. Let's go ahead and understand about trauma healing, the key steps to start the journey. First and foremost, acknowledge the pain. Recognizing what happened is the first step. Example, writing in a journal or saying out loud, "This happened and it affected me." Why it matters. Acknowledgement validates your experience and opens the door to healing. When you acknowledge that you have gone through the pain, you are making yourself aware, and by writing it down, you're trying to go ahead and make sense of them. Seek support. Healing often needs connection. For instance, talking to a trusted friend, joining a support group, or seeking a therapist. Why it matters. Sharing your story reduces isolation and helps you feel understood. We learn from one another. Sharing experiences can be very helpful in dealing with trauma. Practice self-compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Healing takes time. Example, saying "I'm doing my best today" instead of blaming yourself. It matters because kindness towards yourself rebuilds self-worth. Step number 4. Rebuild safety and routine. Creating a sense of stability helps calm the mind. For example, establishing daily routine, setting healthy boundaries, or creating a calming space at home. Why it matters? A safe environment helps your body relax and trust the present. A relaxed body leads to a relaxed mind, and we will be more prone to making better decisions in handling trauma. Step number 5. Use healthy outlets. Express emotion in ways that release, not harm. Example, use of art, writing, music, exercise, or mindful breathing. These outlets allow feelings to flow instead of staying bottled up. Do not leave your feelings bottled up. It's better to express them and find outlets such as the above. It's not good to keep the feelings suppressed. It's always good to release them through any means or ways. Step number 6. Celebrate small wins. Every step forward counts. For example, going for a walk, reaching out for help, or sleeping better one night. Recognizing progress builds motivation and hope. When you see positive results, you're motivated to continue. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means finding strength in your story. Every small choice towards care and connection moves you closer to peace and freedom, and that's how you heal. Start your healing process today. Press the bell icon to get notified when new episodes drop. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Press the subscribe and like button and share this with your friends, family, and colleagues to continue supporting and growing your own channel. Till next time, stay safe, stay positive, and spread love and kindness. Thank you for watching.